Welcome to the HyperFast Agent Podcast. I'm your host, Keri Shull, and today we're going to take a look behind the scenes with top technologies in the real estate space to help take your business to the next level. Let's go. Welcome to the HyperFast Agent Podcast. I'm Keri Shull, and I'm so excited to be here with Justin Benson, founder and CEO of the Bara Agency. So the first exposure I had to your company was the other day inside of my follow-up boss. I saw this amazing tool that helped me track how many calls my agents were making instantly and visually on the side, which is how I heard about you guys.
Yeah, it's cool that you downloaded that.
Yeah, I was super pumped when I saw it. It's very cool. So can you share with our audience a little bit about how you help real estate team leaders and agents to create more success in their business?
Yeah, the short of it is that we are a fractional CTO agency. So what that means is a chief technology officer. So all of the technology that exists in a team space, we come in, kind of take care of that for our team, so that way they can turn around and go recruit agents and sell houses, because that's what builds a real estate team, right? The technology helps just bring the tide level down and then also systemize and scale things, as you know, right? So the background on how we got there was a pretty quick background in tech, and then started a real estate team with a close friend of mine, scaled that into 3 states, selling thousands of houses. I've personally sold 500 some odd houses in my life as a real estate agent.
That's really cool. So you have the tech background and you actually understand the life of a real estate agent.
Yeah, and the life of like a team leader that has built a big team into multiple states and multiple areas as well, and all the stress points that come. And coming from a tech background, what I did was, if a tool didn't exist, well, I just built it. And then if an integration didn't exist, well, I built that too, and I shaped technology to our business practices. And I lived under a rock the entire time, thinking everybody else, this is what everyone else did. And I was at a fast forward thing with Dan Beer and Kyle Whistle, and they had me talk for a second, and ta-da, not everybody does that. So the idea
then everybody was like, help me.
Yes, literally like, take 40% of my business and come do this for me. But at that point, I was a bit burnt out on like building teams, and I wanted to pursue some technology stuff. So that idea surfaced of, what people were looking for is technical help, not operational help. This is like actual, they need custom stuff created so their team can operate the way they've always dreamed of it.
Yes.
And they're also pretty tired of coming up with ideas and having technology roadblock that dream, basically, right? So our goal is to make sure that literally never happens to somebody.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So can you share a couple examples of how team leaders, like what you've accomplished when you've gone in and analyzed how they can increase their efficiency?
Yeah.
Any specific cases that you can share with us?
We've become like a bit shadowy in this industry, not on purpose, but a lot of our clients are very, very large teams, and there's an NDA in place with each of our clients, right? So I can't get on a podcast like this and be like, look at what we just built for Justin Haver, because a bit of that's a competitive advantage as they view it, right?
Yeah.
But I can, in generalities, explain on a strategic side, we're the one that makes sure that as the company continues to expand, that the tech system continues to expand with it. And a more practical level, that's building custom integrations, that's building custom internal apps. Like, let's say you have 150 agents on your team and you're running a shift schedule system, right?
Yeah.
We did have one team that was running a shift schedule system like that, and they were manually creating the schedule every single month, 4 shifts a day. And then from there, they would turn around and go into Follow-Up Boss 4 times a day and reroute Follow-Up Boss's lead routing 4 times a day manually every single day.
Okay.
So we created an algorithm that was smart enough to do the business logic of keeping the schedule fair, upload it into a system kind of like hot schedules, where if you've ever been a server, you can like trade shifts back and forth.
Yeah.
And then when those shifts occur, let's go ahead and reroute all of Follow-Up Boss's lead routing automatically now. And as a fun little touch, let's email the incoming shift the stats of the last shift as well, right?
Create some competition.
A little bit of competition, and that went from, it took a person about 3 days to compile the schedule every single month, and then they were shifting Follow-Up Boss's lead routing 4 times a day, to now they push a button once a month, generates the schedule, everything else happens like clockwork. So we get a lot of those, we hear this is impossible, and then it's our job to fix that stuff. So,
awesome.
yeah.
I love it. Well, very valuable. I have never had a chief technology officer, and I've struggled with technology because there's so many, what I've found over time. A friend of mine asked me to do a tech stack chart, right, where I put together all of the different technologies.
Yeah.
And he said, Keri, when I looked at this, I almost fell out of my chair because I always want the best of, like, I'm not somebody who believes in a one size fits all. Like, that's just impossible with the ideas and creativity about how to scale your business and the different things that come and go from the market, right? So I had to like accumulated so many layers over time, and
it gets accidentally complex.
Very complex. And then part of what I'm always curious about is the data. Like how do you make decisions about what you keep and what you leave, and how do you track it in an efficient way? So having somebody to help focus on all of that would be very cool.
It's pretty simple. I'll leave this as like a good little nugget on how to choose the right one. Because in our first month with the client, we build a mind map of your technology systems, and then detail what's manual, what's automatic, where's all the low-hanging fruit, where can we optimize things just right out of the gate and get some early wins, you know? And then come up with a 6-month roadmap for here's how we're gonna get where you're dreaming about getting to, right? But we can't do that. Standard operating procedures is like, you know, your system, not technology, but like what happens at every stage of your company, right? That, if you have that in checklist form or documented form, now, if you have it all lined out next to each other, you look at technology partners and go, which one helps me execute on this system in the most efficient way?
Sure.
With the budget that's allotted to me that I'm willing to spend on it, right? Yeah, we can get crazy and spend 20 grand a month, but that's probably not necessary, you know? So those two, budgetary and efficiency based on the system that you've written out, the way that your business operates, that becomes your guiding star for who to pick and what to plug in.
How to execute,
So,
okay, really cool. Well, thank you so much for sharing more about what you do. If somebody watching this says, oh my gosh, this could change my life, change my business, I need to get a hold of you, how should they do that?
BaarAgency.com, or you can just email me directly at justin@BaarAgency.com, and it's B-A-R-A, I guess it's up here on the screen,
And also you're wearing a cool sweatshirt, which guys, I am gonna get one of these sweatshirts. You're gonna see me wearing one soon. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the HyperFast Agent Podcast, where we're dedicated to taking your life and business to the next level. Do me a favor and hit the like button below and add a comment. One thing you took from this episode. Did you like the technology or not? And subscribe here.